Hello, friends, and welcome back to our series, Commissioned with Clarity, fleshing out being and making disciples. And we're entering into part two of this video series, and we're just walking through the Great Commission, Jesus' final words to his disciples before ascending into heaven after his resurrection. And that will be the continual foundation we're going to build from. And we're taking it verse by verse. This last time we talked about the power of Jesus, that he was given all authority in heaven and on earth. And that is the grounding and founding launch pad of walking out in discipleship. And in the midst of our world where we're being told to do so many things, it's essential to understand, where does this call come from? It comes from him having all authority in heaven and on earth. That is the reality of what has commissioned us. It's his authority, it's his victory by defeating death, hell, and the grave. That is the foundation and the flow of discipleship. It comes from his authority. It's not us trying to do things and make things happen. It's his authority. And then from there, friends, he says, go therefore and make disciples. He doesn't give an option. He's not suggesting. He's commanding, go. This is mandated and it is essential. And I really wanted to stress, friends, the call of discipleship is not Jesus telling us to add something to our lives. He's inviting us into a whole different way and a whole different focus in life. If you think of discipleship as adding one more thing to do in your life, you're going to get stressed out and you're going to quit. Jesus isn't inviting you to one more thing to do on a to-do list. He's calling you to revolutionize your whole perspective on priorities and the focus of your purpose on earth. He's inviting you to the clearest purpose that you have ever found in your journey on earth. Constantly throughout his ministry, he called people to follow him. He didn't say, accept me into your heart. He didn't say, pray a prayer. That's what the Western churchianity has taught. He said clearly, follow me. And he told the original disciples, the OG disciples, follow me and I will make you fishers of men. So as we follow him, we then make disciples. So as we are discipled by Jesus, we naturally will disciple others. That's simply the flow. That's the way of the master. It's the way he set it up, friends. So I just want to pause here when I say it is mandated and it is essential. I'm not saying that you have one more thing to add to your to-do list. Our life is already riveted and distracted and pulled 5 million directions with a to-do list. Jesus is inviting us to a whole different focus, a whole nother purpose for living, of being on mission with him, because Jesus came to bind up the brokenhearted and set the captives free. That was his mission. That's why he came. And oftentimes, friends, that purpose is a process, and it comes in sharing the journey with others. It's not something that just happens, but rather it's a journey God takes us on, and he uses different people in the process. If you were to think about your own story, there's been pivotal people that have shaped, poured into, invested in your life, that have resulted in your spiritual maturity and growth. And he's simply inviting us to see all of life as an opportunity to partner with him in his mission of transforming hearts and lives of those around us. So instead of being self-absorbed and focusing on me, he invites us to die to self and to focus on those around us, on mission with him, to see where God's working, as Henry Blackaby says, and to join him there. Because if we don't answer his call, if we choose to live self-absorbed lives, fixated on our wants and desires, we waste our life. Jesus says it very plainly in the Gospels: whoever wants to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses it for my sake will find it. So there's a cost, no matter how you go about this decision. If you choose to follow him and be his disciple and make disciples, and to seek out those who are further ahead on the journey, and to have them walk with you, your life's gonna be full of joy. It's gonna be full of peace. It's gonna be full of gratitude and amazement of who God is, and getting to watch him transform your life and the lives of those around you. But if you live a self-absorbed life, you're gonna be miserable, and you're gonna waste the gift that God gave you. And here's the sad reality: we don't get any do-overs here, friends. We only get one go around. And I want my life to be absorbed in the mission that Jesus left. Of all the things he could have left, this is the one thing that he left us, friends. And I'm going to say this over and over. Jesus left the church with one mission: to be and make disciples, to follow him. Following him isn't a one-time decision. It's a lifestyle, progressively devoting ourselves to him and his purposes, friends. It's not a one-time deal. It's a lifetime of choosing him over and over and over. And maybe the lights haven't come on. I'm playing on the darkness tonight on purpose. Maybe the lights haven't come on, and you're not seeing this commission with clarity thing, and you're not really tracking with me on the fleshing out of what it means to be and make disciples. This next month, I'm gonna start unpacking what he says when he says to make disciples, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. We're gonna flesh out what it looks like to teach, to observe, teaching for transformation. So if the lights haven't come on yet, I want to encourage you to hang with me and just ponder. Jesus is calling us to a whole different reorientation of the purpose of why we get up daily and how we see the people around us, and to join him where he's working. I promise you, there's no greater joy than joining him on his mission to transform, to heal, renew, and make all things new, including the lives all around you, and you're starting with yours, because I can't give what I haven't received. So friends, hang with me and let's push in together, because I promise you this purpose is worth understanding. Until next time, friends, onwards and upwards with grace and grit.